In this video, we will do a little magic with you. Before starting the video, please set the playback speed of the video to 0.25x from the settings wheel. Trust me, this will give you the real video speed, and the video will be more understandable. I am waiting for you. If you have made this setting, we can start now.
If you're in your senior years, stop doing these 7 things right now. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on the habits you've developed over the years and wondered if they're silently holding you back from living your best life? As we age, certain routines or behaviors that once seemed harmless or even beneficial might actually be draining your energy, straining your relationships, and preventing you from truly enjoying the life you've worked so hard to build. What if you could let go of just a few of these habits and transform your emotional well-being, physical health, and overall happiness? Imagine waking up every day with more energy, deeper connections, and a renewed sense of joy. Picture yourself breaking free from patterns that no longer serve you and step into a life filled with intention and meaningful experiences. That's what we're diving into today. In this video, we're uncovering 7 critical things you need to stop doing right now to regain control of your life. Each of these habits might be quietly sabotaging your potential in ways you've never even imagined. From how you see yourself to how you interact with others, these insights will empower you to embrace the stage of life with strength, wisdom, and purpose. What if your best years aren't behind you? What if they're still ahead? By making a few key changes, you could rediscover the vibrant, joyful person you've always been. But first, let's talk about those 7 habits. These aren't just minor tweaks, they're life-altering shifts that will guide you toward a richer, more fulfilling life. Whether it's about finding the courage to put yourself first, rebuilding meaningful relationships, or rediscovering your voice, these lessons are designed to help you make the most of your golden years. Years that can not only be longer, but truly better. Stick with us through this journey because each step we discuss will build on the last, leading you toward greater vitality and purpose. Before we get started, a quick reminder, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Your support means the world to us. And if you find value in today's insights, please like and share this video with your friends so they too can benefit. Don't forget to leave a comment below with your thoughts, whether it's a simple yes if this topic resonates with you, or a no if there's something we can improve. Your feedback helps us create better content for you. Now let's dive in because what you're about to hear has the potential to change everything. Let's begin this transformative journey together. The silent cost. Why you must stop agreeing with everything. It's a behavior that often goes unnoticed, and as we grow older, it becomes even easier to fall into. We've been taught that keeping the peace means staying quiet, avoiding conflict, and not speaking up. But here's the harsh truth. This behavior is not harmless. It's costing you something far more precious than you realize. Every time you agree to something you don't believe in, every time you say yes when your heart is shouting no, you're giving away a little piece of yourself. It chips away at your confidence, your self-respect, and over time, your very sense of identity. Imagine waking up one day, looking in the mirror, and realizing that you hardly recognize the person you've become. You may find yourself wondering, how did I get here? How did I lose so much of myself? You might think that by avoiding necessary stress or drama, you're preventing conflict. But here's the deeper truth. You're not avoiding stress. You're inviting it in. By staying silent and letting others dictate your life, you're sacrificing something irreplaceable, your voice. That voice, shaped by years of wisdom and experience, is one of your greatest assets. When you give it up, you lose your autonomy, your ability to make independent choices, and even your sense of purpose. The reality that many people miss is this. Your opinions don't lose their value as you age. In fact, they become more valuable. Your life experience, your lessons, and your insights are treasures no one else can replicate. You've lived through decades of change, growth, and challenge, giving you a perspective that's unmatched. So, why should you silence that voice? Why should you hide the wisdom you've worked so hard to gain? Think back to all those moments you wanted to speak up, but didn't. Think about all the times you disagreed, but chose silence to avoid conflict. In those moments, you weren't just keeping peace with others, you were losing peace within yourself. You deserve to be heard. Your thoughts, feelings, and opinions are worth sharing, not just because they're yours, but because they carry the weight of years of experience and understanding that can guide others. Here's the painful truth. When you stop questioning and start blindly agreeing with others, you weaken your ability to make decisions for yourself. Slowly but surely, you might begin to feel like life is happening to you instead of you actively shaping it. That sense of helplessness can creep in without you even realizing it, making you feel like a passenger in your own life. But here's the good news. You can stop this cycle today. You can reclaim your voice, your confidence, and your sense of self. It all starts with one small yet powerful step: questioning. Don't agree to something just because it's easier. Don't nod along to avoid a difficult conversation. Take a moment to ask yourself, is this what I truly believe? Does this align with my values, my needs, my goals? When you begin to trust your own judgment and stand firm in your beliefs, you take back control. You begin living a life that's authentically yours, guided by your values and not someone else's expectations. And when you do that, something incredible happens. You rediscover your strength, your independence, and your joy. You are not here to fade into the background. You've spent a lifetime gathering knowledge, understanding, and resilience. Your voice is more important now than ever before. Speak up. Question what doesn't sit right with you. Because when you do, you don't just take back your life. You show the world the power of a voice rich with wisdom and experience. Let this be the day you stop giving away pieces of yourself. Break free from isolation. Reclaim connection before it's too late. Let this be the moment you decide that your voice matters. Because it does. The world needs to hear it. But let's talk about something else. Something that quietly steals more from us than we realize: isolation. The second thing you need to stop doing right now is cutting yourself off socially. This habit doesn't come on all at once. It sneaks in slowly, like a shadow that grows longer over time. Especially as we get older, the temptation to retreat, to stay home, to avoid gatherings, and to let friendships slowly slip away can feel overwhelming. The thought of conserving energy, avoiding the effort of socializing, can seem easier in the moment. But what seems easier now is actually costing you far more than you could ever imagine. Isolation is a silent thief. It robs you of connection, of joy, and most heartbreakingly, of those vibrant, shared experiences that make life worth living. At first, you might not notice it, but over time, it drains the light from your days, leaving behind a void that no amount of TV or quiet evenings at home can fill. Human connection isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, we lose the very essence of what it means to be alive. Let me ask you, when was the last time you reached out to an old friend or shared a laugh with someone who truly understands you? Think back to those moments of deep conversation, or simply the joy of being surrounded by others who get you. Now, imagine living without them. That's exactly what isolation does. It creeps in quietly, and before you know it, those special moments are gone. But here's something we often forget. Loneliness isn't just emotional, it's physical. Studies show that prolonged isolation can lead to serious health issues such as increased risk of heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. The human brain is wired for connection. We thrive when we feel seen, heard, and valued by others. Without that connection, our minds and bodies begin to suffer. So, when you pull away from the world, thinking you're sparing yourself effort, you're actually depriving yourself of something even more precious: the nourishment that connection provides. And I know, I understand, sometimes it feels so hard. You might tell yourself, I'm too tired, or I don't have much in common with people anymore. But here's the truth. You have so much to offer. Your stories, your wisdom, your experiences. These are treasures that no one else can share but you. People need to hear them, and whether you realize it or not, the people around you need you. When you isolate yourself, loneliness begins to creep in like a slow poison. At first, it's just a whisper, a quiet sense of being alone. But over time, it grows deeper, heavier, seeping into every part of your life, robbing you of energy, hope, and joy. And the saddest part, it happens so gradually that you might not even notice until it feels too late. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay updated with all the amazing content. Share it with your friends too. Let's grow this community together. Also, we've now got super chat, super stickers, and super thanks activated. So if you've been enjoying the content and want to see even more amazing, high quality stories, here's your chance to join the inner circle. On the side, you can click that shiny join button up top and pick the level that works for you. Most importantly, your support will give me more time to create better, bolder, and brainier content for you. There's no pressure, but you'll officially be my favorite person if you join. Yes, I play favorites now. Thank you so much in advance for considering it. You're the real MVP. But let me tell you something, it's never too late. You can reconnect. You can step back into the world, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. It starts with small steps. Calling old friends just to say hello, write a letter to someone you've been thinking about, or attend that community gathering you've been avoiding. Every small step you take toward connection is a step away from loneliness, and with each step, you'll feel the weight begin to lift. The beautiful thing about connection is that it doesn't have to be big or flashy to be meaningful. A simple cup of coffee with a neighbor, a short walk with a family member, even a heartfelt comment on a social media post. All these interactions add up. They bring warmth back into your life, reminding you that you're not alone. So let me remind you, you are never alone unless you choose to be. Take that first step today. Reclaim your connection, and with it, your joy. The power of meaningful connection. Reclaim your place in the world. Connection isn't about being surrounded by people all the time. It's about having meaningful interactions. Those are the moments that make you feel seen, valued, and understood. Whether it's a heart-to-heart with a close friend, joining a book club, or simply being more present with people around you, these connections are vital. Don't let isolation take that away from you. You deserve to feel part of something bigger, to feel valued and seen, and the world deserves the gift of you. You might think, but it's hard now. My friends have moved away, or they're no longer here. I don't know how to meet new people. I hear you. These feelings are real. They are valid. But let me tell you something. It's not impossible. There are countless ways to stay connected, even in this stage of life. Whether it's joining a community group, taking a recreational class, picking up a new hobby, or even using technology to bridge the distance with loved ones, there are options waiting for you. Every single interaction, even the smallest one, can breathe new life into your spirit. Remember, when you share share a story, laugh over an old memory, or simply listen to someone else's thoughts, you're not just connecting, you're giving and receiving something profound. These moments remind you that you're part of something larger, that your life has meaning, and that your presence is cherished. So if you've been staying home, skipping social events, or telling yourself it's just too much effort, let this be the moment you stop. Human interaction is one of the great secrets to aging gracefully, to living with joy and purpose. It's the laughter, the shared moments, the sense of belonging that keep us alive in every sense of the word. You don't have to let isolation win. You don't have to settle for quiet, lonely days when you have a voice, a story, a presence that the world needs. So reach out, reconnect, take that step, even if it feels small. You deserve to feel the warmth, joy, and fulfillment that only connection can bring. And trust me, what you're looking for might be closer than you think. Embracing the present, a new chapter awaits. Whole foods like fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and plenty of water can give you energy you didn't realize you were missing. They can help prevent or even manage chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. And yes, you can feel the difference. Healthy eating isn't about depriving yourself. It's about giving your body the care it deserves, one nutritious bite at a time. But here's the thing, taking care of your physical health doesn't just change your body, it changes your mind too. When you prioritize your well-being, you're sending a powerful message to yourself. I matter. You're reminding yourself that your story isn't over, that you still have so much life to live and so many moments to enjoy. And that shift, believing in your own value, has a ripple effect. As your body starts to feel better, your mind becomes more active, your mood lifts, and your confidence grows. You'll find yourself thinking more clearly, laughing more freely, and embracing life with a newfound energy. You'll feel capable, empowered, and yes, alive. Who wouldn't want that? Now let's talk about something that quietly holds many people back, especially as they get older, living in the past. The fourth thing you absolutely need to stop doing is allowing memories of the good old days to overshadow your present. It's perfectly natural to reminisce, to revisit important moments, cherish the people you once knew, and recall the places that shaped your life. Those memories are precious. They play a big part in making you who you are today. But here's the truth. While memories can warm your heart, they can also act as invisible chains. If you spend too much time dwelling on what was, you risk missing out on the beauty and potential of what still is. The past, no matter how sweet or painful, is a place you can't live in anymore. And the tragedy of clinging to it is that it can blind you to the joys, opportunities, and connections that are still waiting for you, right here, right now. As we age, it's easy to fall into the belief that the best days are behind us. Maybe find yourself thinking about people who are no longer here, wishing you'd made different choices, or even dwelling on opportunities you missed. Regret can be a heavy weight to carry, dulling the brightness of today by making it seem smaller, less vibrant than the life you once had. But that kind of thinking is deceptive. Worse, it's limiting. It robs you of your ability to create new moments of happiness and fulfillment. Let me remind you of something powerful. The past is gone, and while it's important to honor it, it should not define your present. The truth is, the only time we ever truly have is the present moment. What you do with the time you have now matters far more than anything that has already come and gone. Yes, you can't change the past. None of us can. But here's the beautiful thing. You can decide how to live today. Every single day you wake up, you're given a choice. Will you stay stuck in what once was, or will you embrace the possibilities that today offers? Because when you dwell in the past, you're essentially saying no to the future. You're turning your back on the adventures, the joys, and the surprises that still lie ahead. Let me tell you something important. This is not the end of your story. It's simply a new chapter. And just like every chapter before, this one has the potential to be full of growth, discovery, and joy if you're willing to turn the page. You might think that because you're older, the opportunities for adventure, excitement, or growth are no longer there. But that's a mistaken perception. Life continues to offer its gifts, no matter your age. Reclaim your life. It's time to prioritize you. You just have to be open to receiving them. And trust me, they're out there waiting for you. So how do you move forward? Start small. Try a hobby you've always been curious about. Take a class, join a group, or learn something new. Pick up that musical instrument you've always wanted to play, or plant that garden you've dreamed about. Even reaching out to form new friendships. Yes, it's possible, and yes, it's worth it. These small steps can lead to big changes in how you experience your life. And here's something to hold on to. Every single day brings a fresh opportunity for joy. It's never too late to create a new story, one filled with moments that bring you peace, happiness, and fulfillment. But to do that, you have to let go of the past. Leave it where it belongs, in your memories. Treasure those memories, yes, but don't let them control your present. Ask yourself, what if the best is still ahead of me? What if there are moments waiting for me that will take my breath away? Because here's the truth, the best could very well still be ahead of you if you allow it. So take a deep breath and turn the page. This chapter is yours to write, and it has the potential to be just as meaningful, vibrant, and fulfilling as the ones before it. But it all starts with a choice. The choice to stop looking back and start looking forward. Life isn't over. In fact, some of the most beautiful moments might be waiting just around the corner. Don't miss them. And this brings us to the fifth thing you need to stop doing: sacrificing your happiness and well-being for others for too long. You may have put everyone else first, but now it's time to reclaim your life and prioritize your own joy and fulfillment. Let's go even further, because this is one of the most important lessons you can embrace. You are just as deserving of love, care, and happiness as the people you've spent your life serving. It's time to recognize that prioritizing your own well-being isn't selfish. It's essential. And here's the truth: when you care for yourself, you're not just improving your life, you're setting an example for the people around you. Think about it. For years, you've been the glue holding everything together. You've put others' needs first: your children, your spouse, your friends, maybe even your coworkers. You've been the one to say, "Don't worry, I'll handle it." You've skipped vacations, pushed aside your dreams, and postponed your happiness for the sake of others. But let me ask you this: what does all that sacrificing cost you? Have you ever felt unappreciated after doing so much for everyone else? Have you ever looked at your life and wondered where your time went? It's not wrong to admit this. It's human. Because the hard truth is, when you continually put yourself last, people stop noticing the effort you're putting in, not because they don't care, but because it's what they've come to expect. And over time, you might start to feel invisible, like your needs and dreams don't matter. But they do. They matter more than ever. The years you have now are precious. You've spent a lifetime giving, and now it's time to give something back to yourself. Permission. Permission to rest. Permission to say no. Permission to put yourself first, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Let me tell you what happens when you begin to prioritize yourself. You start to refill your emotional cup. You know that old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup? It's true. When you're constantly giving, without refueling yourself, you run dry. But when you take time for your own needs, you regain energy, strength, and joy. And when you're fulfilled, the love and care, reclaiming your joy and setting boundaries. When you take care of yourself, the love and care you give to others become even more meaningful because they're coming from a place of abundance, not depletion. You set healthy boundaries. Saying no doesn't make you mean or selfish. It makes you wise. It teaches others to respect your time, your energy, and your needs. And here's the surprising part: when you set boundaries, people often respect you even more. They begin to understand and appreciate that you're human, not a limitless well of support. You reclaim your joy. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to do but never had time for: a hobby, a trip, or a project that lights you up. Now is the time to say yes to those things. Imagine the joy of rediscovering a passion you set aside long ago. Imagine waking up each morning excited about what's ahead because you're finally doing what makes you happy. And here's something even more profound: when you prioritize your happiness, you teach those around you to do the same. Your children, your grandchildren, your friends, they see you taking care of yourself, and they learn that it's okay for them to do the same. You're not just improving your life, you're showing the people you love what self-respect looks like. Now let's talk about something that might feel uncomfortable: resentment. When you give and give without receiving, it's only natural for resentment to build. At first, it's a quiet feeling, an ache in your heart, a thought that whispers, "Why doesn't anyone notice how much I do?" Over time, that whisper grows louder, and if you're not careful, it can steal the joy out of the very relationships you've worked so hard to nurture. The good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to change this dynamic. You can step out of the cycle of self-sacrifice and into a life where your needs and happiness are priorities, not afterthoughts. So, how do you start? Take small steps. Begin with something simple. Block out time each day just for yourself. Even 30 minutes to read, take a walk, or enjoy a hobby can make a big difference. Say no without guilt. Practice setting boundaries. If someone asks for something you can't or don't want to give, say no with kindness but firmness. Revisit your dreams. What have you always wanted to do but never made time for? Write it down, then take one small step toward making it happen. Most importantly, remind yourself every day that you are worthy of the same love and care you so freely give to others. You spend your life giving to everyone else. Now it's time to turn some of that love inward. Imagine a life where you wake up feeling rested, fulfilled, and excited about what lies ahead. Imagine spending your days doing things that bring you joy, not out of obligation but out of choice. Imagine being surrounded by people who respect and value you, not just for what you do for them, but for who you are. That life is possible. It starts with a decision. The decision to stop sacrificing yourself and to start honoring your own happiness. The world won't fall apart if you take care of yourself. In fact, it'll get better because a happier you means a more fulfilled, energized, and loving you. Don't wait for permission. Give it to yourself today. You've earned it. You deserve it. And it's never too late to claim it. Embracing your limits with care and respect. In reality, the greatest act of strength is knowing when to step back and prioritize your well-being. It's about understanding that your value isn't tied to how much you can do, but to the person you are, and that person is worth taking care of. Think about it this way: you wouldn't expect a car with thousands of miles on it to perform exactly like it did when it was brand new, would you? You give it regular maintenance, use it more gently, and treat it with care to ensure it continues to run smoothly. You, your body, and your mind deserve the same attention. Over the years, they've carried you through countless challenges, joys, and experiences. Now is the time to treat them with the respect they've earned. Adapting to your current abilities doesn't mean giving up. It means thriving in a new way. Maybe you loved gardening in your youth, but now the thought of heavy lifting in hours in the sun feels daunting. That doesn't mean you have to stop gardening. Instead, you can adapt using raised beds, lighter tools, or spending short periods outside. The key is to find ways to continue doing what you love while honoring your limits. And this doesn't just apply to physical activities. Emotional boundaries matter just as much. Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by the expectations or demands of others, saying yes to everything because you didn't want to disappoint anyone? Over time, this can drain your emotional reserves and leave you feeling exhausted. Learning to say no, prioritizing your own needs and recognizing when you need a break is just as important as pacing yourself physically. Let's explore what happens when you respect your boundaries. You gain more energy for what truly matters. When you stop stretching yourself too thin, you'll find you have more time and energy to focus on the things that bring you joy, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or simply relaxing without guilt. You protect yourself from burnout and injury. By listening to your body signals and pacing yourself, you avoid the pain and frustration of pushing too far. This allows you to stay active and engaged in life for much longer. You build deeper, more meaningful connections. When you're not running on empty, you can show up more fully for the people who matter most. They'll see the best version of you, not a tired or overwhelmed one. You cultivate peace of mind. Knowing your limits and respecting them helps you let go of the pressure to do it all. Instead, you can embrace the joy of simply being, living in the moment, and appreciating all the beauty life still has to offer. Let me ask you, what would it feel like to let go of the need to prove yourself, to simply accept and embrace where you are in life right now? Because here's the truth, you don't need to be the person you were 20 or 30 years ago. You've evolved, grown, and gained so much wisdom along the way. Embracing your limits isn't a loss. It's a way to honor the incredible journey that brought you here. This doesn't mean you stop challenging yourself altogether. There's a difference between respecting your boundaries and giving up. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're still growing and trying new things, but in a way that feels sustainable and joyful. For example, instead of a strenuous workout, try gentle yoga or a brisk walk. Instead of handling every household chore yourself, ask for help or delegate tasks. Instead of attending every event out of obligation, choose the ones that truly bring you joy. Embracing intimacy and connection. Choose the ones that truly bring you happiness. These adjustments might seem small, but their impact is profound. By recognizing your limits, you free yourself to live a life that's both fulfilling and manageable. Finally, let's talk about the courage it takes to ask for help. For many, admitting need assistance feels like admitting defeat, but in truth, asking for help is one of the bravest things you can do. It's a way of saying, I value myself enough to seek support when I need it, and often the people around you are more than happy to lend a hand. They just need to be asked. So today, I want you to give yourself permission to rest, to say no, and to set boundaries. Remember, your worth isn't tied to how much you can do, it's tied to the incredible person you become. By honoring your limits, you're not just protecting your well-being, you're giving yourself the chance to live a life that's rich with meaning, joy, and balance. Take this as your reminder. It's not weakness to recognize your limits, it's wisdom. It's not about stopping, it's about adjusting, evolving, and thriving in a way that feels authentic to you. Embrace this chapter of your life and let it be one of strength, self-care, and fulfillment. Now let's delve into the 7th thing you need to stop doing. Avoiding sexual relationships because you think they're no longer meant for you. This is one of the most persistent and damaging myths about aging, and it's time to confront it head on. Sexuality has no expiration date. The idea that passion, desire, and intimacy are reserved only for the young is not only untrue, but unfair. It diminishes the richness of human connection and robs countless people of a deeply fulfilling part of life. Let's start with this undeniable truth. Intimacy is not just about the physical. It's about emotional connection, shared vulnerability, and the simple yet profound joy of being close to someone. Yes, your body changes as you age, and intimacy might look or feel different than it did decades ago, but that doesn't make it any less meaningful or any less enjoyable. In fact, in many ways, it can become even more profound. As we grow older, the pressure to impress or conform to societal expectations often fades away, leaving space for something deeper and more authentic. Intimacy in later life becomes less about performance and more about connection. It's about sharing yourself with someone who understands and values the person you become. It's about finding comfort, warmth, and joy in each other's presence. Yet many older adults shy away from this part of life. Why? For some, it's fear of rejection, fear of being judged, or fear of confronting the physical changes that come with age. For others, it's shame born from societal messages that wrongly suggest aging and sexuality don't mix. But let me tell you, those fears and societal expectations are barriers, not truth. Let's break down these barriers. Physical changes are normal and adaptable. Your body isn't the same as it was 30 years ago, and that's okay. It doesn't mean intimacy is out of reach. Many older adults find that with open communication and a willingness to adapt, they can rediscover the joys of physical closeness in ways that are deeply satisfying. Whether it's through gentle touch, extended foreplay, or exploring new methods of connection, there are countless ways to nurture intimacy that feel right for you. Emotional connection becomes the star of the show. In youth, physical attraction might have been the driving force, but as you age, the emotional and spiritual aspects of intimacy take center stage. It's about deep connection, vulnerability, and creating a safe space for both partners to express their desires and needs. Embracing intimacy, the power of connection. Intimacy becomes less about appearance and more about the comfort and trust you share with your partner. That depth of connection can make intimacy even more rewarding and fulfilling. Health benefits are undeniable. Intimacy isn't just about pleasure, it's about wellness. Studies show that maintaining an active sex life can improve cardiovascular health, reduce stress, boost immune function, and even enhance mental health. During intimacy, your body releases endorphins and oxytocin, which help lift your mood and strengthen emotional bonds. It's a natural way to feel better both physically and emotionally. So, how do you move forward? First, give yourself permission to explore this part of life again. Let go of the belief that intimacy is something of the past. Instead, see it as a gift that can still be part of your present and future. Second, communicate openly with your partner. If you're in a relationship, talk about your needs, fears, and desires. Intimacy thrives on trust and understanding. If you're not in a relationship, remember that it's never too late to form new connections. Many older adults find love and companionship later in life, often more meaningful than anything they experienced before. Third, seek guidance if needed. If physical changes or health concerns are affecting your intimacy, don't hesitate to talk to a healthcare provider. There are many resources and solutions available, from medications to counseling, that can help you navigate these challenges. Most importantly, remember this. You are worthy of love, connection, and pleasure. Age doesn't diminish your capacity for intimacy. It enriches it with wisdom, patience, and depth. You deserve to feel desired and connected, not despite your age, but because of it. The richness of your experiences has made you a more thoughtful, compassionate, and understanding partner. So don't shy away from this beautiful part of life. Embrace it, explore it, and celebrate it as another way to feel alive and connected. Whether it's through gentle touch, shared laughter, or quiet moments of closeness, intimacy is a gift that can enhance your well-being and add profound joy to your life at any age. Let's explore this important topic even further, because the truth is, embracing your sexuality as you age is not just about physical intimacy. It's about owning a vital part of who you are. One of the biggest challenges older adults face when it comes to maintaining a sexual relationship is concern about performance or the natural changes their bodies go through. It's normal for your body to evolve over time. These changes can affect how you experience intimacy, but let me assure you, these changes don't mean the end of pleasure or connection. In fact, with age comes something invaluable, wisdom. That wisdom brings a deeper understanding of what brings you joy, what you truly want, and how to communicate those desires with your partner. That's a gift younger generations can't yet fully grasp. Here's the freeing reality. As you grow older, the pressures of youth, like perfect appearances, constant performance, or getting it right, begin to fade away. What takes their place is something more genuine. Intimacy built on trust, shared experiences, and the simple joy of being present with one another. It's no longer about proving yourself. It's about sharing yourself. This shift can make intimacy even more satisfying. It becomes less about the act itself and more about the connection it fosters. Holding hands, sharing a long hug, or simply enjoying the quiet closeness of another person's presence becomes profoundly meaningful. And yes, physical intimacy can still be part of that. Embracing intimacy on your own terms, but it's no longer about ticking boxes or meeting expectations. It's about what feels good and right for you and your partner right now. Embracing intimacy on your terms and adapting to your body's new realities doesn't mean giving up. It means evolving. Perhaps things don't happen in the same way they did when you were younger, and that's okay. This stage of life invites you to explore intimacy differently and sometimes even more deeply. Maybe it's about communicating more openly with your partner about what you both want and need. Maybe it's finding new ways to connect physically or emotionally. Or perhaps it's simply focusing more on the emotional side of intimacy, the joy of touch, the warmth of connection, the reassurance of being seen and loved. The possibilities are endless as long as you approach them with curiosity and confidence. Intimacy isn't defined by rigid standards. It's defined by what brings you comfort and happiness. Sexuality is a lifelong part of you. Your sexuality doesn't fade with time. It evolves just like every other part of you. It's important to remember that intimacy is a natural, healthy, and fulfilling part of life, no matter how old you are. There's no right age for desire, and there's certainly no expiration date on connection. What's holding you back? Maybe it's societal judgment, self-doubt, or internalized myths about aging and intimacy. Let's dismantle those myths right now. Your worth isn't diminished by your age, and neither is your capacity for love, connection, and pleasure. You are as deserving of intimacy now as you were in any other stage of life. The benefits of maintaining intimacy. Sexual intimacy isn't just about connection. It's about well-being. Research consistently shows that a healthy sex life offers tangible benefits for your body and mind, particularly as you age. Improved mental health. Active intimacy releases endorphins, those feel-good hormones that reduce stress and boost mood. Oxytocin, known as the love hormone, deepens feelings of bonding and trust with your partner, creating a sense of emotional security. Physical wellness. Regular sexual activity can improve heart health, strengthen your immune system, and even reduce the risk of certain diseases. It helps maintain physical flexibility, enhances blood circulation, and keeps your body responsive and active. Enhanced emotional connection. Beyond the physical benefits, intimacy fosters a sense of closeness and connection that strengthens relationships. It reminds you that you are cared for and loved, reinforcing a sense of belonging. Overcoming barriers and seeking support. If you're feeling hesitant or unsure, remember this. You don't have to navigate these changes alone. If physical concerns are holding you back, talk to a healthcare professional. There are countless resources available to help you address these changes, whether through medical solutions, counseling, or advice on how to adapt your approach. The most important thing is to keep the lines of communication open, both with yourself and with your partner. Be honest about what you're feeling, what you want, and what you're afraid of. Vulnerability is a powerful foundation for deeper connection. Living fully at every stage. Intimacy is just just one part of what makes life rich, but it's a part that too many people overlook or avoid as they age. Don't let fear, stigma, or misinformation rob you of this profound source of joy, connection, and vitality. This stage of life isn't about limitation, it's about possibilities. Whether it's intimacy, learning, adventure, or connection, the opportunities for growth and joy are endless. Your story is still being written, your story isn't over, it's evolving, and this chapter can be one of the most fulfilling yet. So embrace it. Be open to intimacy, be open to love, be open to rediscovering the pleasure of simply being close to someone, on your terms, in your way. Life is still full of wonder, and so are you. As we wrap up this video, I want to thank you for taking the time to explore these 7 essential habits that can transform your life as you age. Life is a journey, and every stage holds its own beauty, challenges, and opportunities for growth. By letting go of these habits, you're not just reclaiming your happiness, you're giving yourself the chance to live more fully, with greater joy, purpose, and connection. Take a moment now to reflect. What stood out to you the most? Which habit will you focus on changing first? Maybe it's about embracing the present and leaving the past behind, prioritizing your own well-being, or rediscovering intimacy in new and meaningful ways. Whatever it is, remember that small steps lead to big transformations. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective and learn from your journey. Your story is still being written. Every day is a new page, and you have the power to decide what goes on it. Whether it's trying something new, nurturing your relationships, or simply finding peace in the little moments, your life still holds so much potential for fulfillment and happiness. It's never too late to start living with intention, wisdom, and joy. If this video inspired you or taught you something valuable, please share it with your friends so they too can benefit from these insights. A small action like sharing could make a big difference in someone else's life. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to ensure you never miss another one. By subscribing, you'll be part of our growing community, learning together and supporting each other on this incredible journey. If you learned something from today's video, let us know in the comments. What spoke to you the most? We want to know more about. Your feedback is invaluable and helps us create content that's meaningful to you. If you have a question or a topic you'd like us to cover in the future, let us know in the comments, and I'll be happy to explore it in an upcoming video. Thank you for being here and for investing this time in yourself. Your journey matters, and your best days can still be ahead of you. Keep moving forward, keep growing, and remember, you are never too old to embrace change, to pursue happiness, or to live life to the fullest. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, stay inspired, and live boldly.